Warp speed ahead!
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Tannuk, Steadfast Second, a sneak attack commander that lets you warp your cards into play, gives them haste, and then puts them into exile at the end of turn, which means that you can get incredible enter the battlefield value, or on attack value, or both. And because he works on not just creatures, but artifacts too, you can even warp it in things like Portal to Phyrexia. But because it costs 3 mana to use this ability, you need to control the board, wiping out your opponent's tiny creatures, and then ramping up to Tannuk and his abilities. And of course, if Tannuk dies before you can use him, you can just cast these incredible cards, or use the alternate sneak attacks, Perforos, Sneak Attack itself, or even Ilharg the Razeborg to bring these cards into play. This deck is big, it's red, and it can win out of nowhere with the right combination of cards. And of course, if you weren't just getting the enter the battlefield, you can get them twice by copying your cards with Delina or fake Kiki-Jiki, the reflection of Kiki-Jiki on the back. So let's take Tannuk into the queue and start cheating creatures into play. Kua Genome Sorcerer. I have a board wipe, but I would need to get to 4 mana for it, which requires getting a land. That could be a little slow, because if Kuja comes down, has enough wizards in end step, then they don't die to Storm's Wrath. Well, Kuja doesn't die to Storm's Wrath, and they get double the damage from all of the wizards. I will mulligan, though, and wow, got into a 1-lander. Let's try that again. Okay, I'll take it. It's got a lightning bolt. It has some ramp, it has a suplex. I will drop the suplex, keep the lightning bolt, and who knows, maybe they'll play like a 1-mana wizard, and I can be like, die, tiny wizard, and then the tiny wizard will die. Also, usually this is kind of like casting tons of non-creature spells because the little guys he makes, they're little ping wizards. Risk it for the biscuit. You would never kill my commander, would you? Rakdos deck? No, this thing is probably not living. Maybe. Alright, there's a thing that gets bigger with non-creature spells, and then Tannuk gets sacrificed. I could bolt that, but I'd rather go for Perforos. Just get a couple guys who care about devotion. Also, look, he had an animation. You don't see those very often anymore. They get a Weezard. The weeest Zard you've ever seen. And then they don't. No more Weezards. I'm gonna empty my hand so Clive gets more value. I believe they stopped doing so many animations for Arena because it was really taxing for mobile devices. And it used to be, when we got these animations, Arena actually wasn't on mobile. So, very different situation. Archon Elder. Okay, we got another board wipe here. I don't even need to, like, sneak attack him. I'm just gonna cast Clive. He has haste. Yeah, I'll discard my hand. Nice. A Fury. Swing in for 5. If they play Kuja again next turn, he will transform. Sweet. They've got the mana for Kuja. But maybe they're afraid of me fighting him, because I do have 6 mana, and if they fully tap out... Yeah, I think this is smart. Roaming Throne will double the number of wizards you make, and double the pings that the tokens make. Also, RIP Clive. Clive is dead. Long live the Clive. Dang, I was actually, like, really hoping I could, like, Tanuk and then sneak attack this. Like, mana-wise, I can. But then I can't... Then I can't kill Roaming Throne! And we swing in. My fury grows. I've dethroned them, yes. Hey, wait, you're not supposed to be in the same deck. You don't like him, and he doesn't like you. But you are 1 mana ramp, so I can forgive it. Oh, thank you for moving that mountain off the top of my deck. I actually do very much appreciate that. Oh, you're gonna kill my Fury? Interesting. It got kind of more of a token thing going on there.
Time to wake up and smell the decay.
They left themselves with just Wizard token. They draw 2 cards.
I do quite enjoy my packs give me strength.
If I get a land, I'll warp in the One Ring. Because I can. Look, a land! Tanuk! Go get him! Warp speed! Give yourself protection. Take out Liliana so she can't make blockers. And protect yourself.
Time to go.
Whoosh. Warping the One Ring is really cool, because you get protection twice. You could also use it to, like, draw a card and not get punished for it, but it costs 1 mana because this is the arena version of the One Ring. Oh, hey, Liliana. Bye, Tanuk. That's fine. I don't have anything else to warp. Oh, I don't have a card in hand. That's in warp. Exile. That's in Wexile. Yeah, you can tell from the little... They're looking at it like, why didn't it go away? You think I should mix warp and max speed so we can warp at max speed? Yeah, but just don't go warp 10. We've all seen the threshold. We know what happens. And if you haven't, well, you'd get turned into a lizard. And not like a cool lizard. Just a lizard. Oh, wait, they couldn't minus because they couldn't target a player. Oh. Yeah, that would do it. Help. They're smitten with me. More planeswalkers. Yeah, this feels like it's got kind of like a tokens theme to it. That's neat. Not enough wizards, though. I guess Kucha just makes his own wizards. Oh, yeah! Battleships! I'll explode, Liliana. And also all the creatures. And then win the game. GG! I'm not sure if this should be allowed. My opponent is playing Tanuk, but not the same Tanuk. Him when he was younger. In his wild, youthful, rebellious days, when he was a landfall commander. Not like Tanuk Steadfast second, who's a responsible pilot. No, this guy, he was getting into trouble. The Memorial Ensign. He was serving in a Memorial Navy. So he's landfall, deal a damage, and if it's the second landfall trigger in that turn, it also draws you a card. I was planning on building this in the next week or two, because it seems like a fun commander. It's Gruul landfall. I can just take my, like, Gruul Omnath deck and retool it a little bit. But landfall's fun, and we have abundance now, which is a great source of abundance. Or maybe, no, burgeoning. Sorry, we have burgeoning now. A pair of what, Druid? A pair of these. Want to just go for Tanuk? Probably don't have much removal that can kill him. I was also considering Signet into Relic that turn, since it would allow me to play Tannuk and use him on the same turn. But I think this is fine. We're about to get like real nasty with it. No, I don't want to warp the Signet. Yep, that's the one. 4 to Tannuk. We swing in. And 4 to the Paradise Druid. If I can undo their ramp, then less ramping can happen. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges goes into exile. Ooh, fancy command tower. Minsk and Boo, who costs 5, but still makes a Boo each turn. And can buff the Boo, and can throw the Boo. Yeah, I think Warp is cool. And Warp plus Haste is really cool. Yeah, they're eyeing this. If I have a land, I can play it again. Or if I just, like, I don't know, Neheb and bonk you in the face. Bonk and bolt. Yeah, you can't warp from exile. You can only ever warp from your hand. Do I want to go for the Neheb? No, I'll just do Overlord. By the way, yes, you can Impending from exile, but I don't need to, so I won't. You know what? Keep on doing the ramp. Could you impend from exile? Yes, yes you can. It's cool, right? I love bullying my younger self. Like in real life and in the game. Child Amy? She was terrible. GG Tanuk. Tiamat. A 5-color dragons commander that searches for dragons when it enters play. Oftentimes ramping, controlling the board, and getting Dracogenesis so they can cast all those dragons for the low cost of free. Because why would you ever want to cast mana for your dragons when you can actually fetch like a combo and then cast all of them for free? And you can do it all on the same turn, because I don't have instant speed removal for Dracogenesis. I'm not in those colors. So I can either go for like a bunch of ramp here, or I could just play Tanuk and hope to match in. What do you mean you're disabling matchmaking? By the way, Arena was having a struggle earlier. For anybody who wasn't here for it, the draft queue was not happening. The draft queue stopped in the middle of me drafting, and then it picked a bunch of cards for me, and then it kicked me out of that draft, and then it made me draft again. It was very confusing. That's a chromatic lantern. Okay. And this is warp speed. We bring out a dinosaur. It discovers. Okay, I'll take a treasure. And I'll hit for 7. Somebody said the renewal egg was empty. I had to wait like 10 seconds on the screen for my renewal egg to show up. It's warpin' time. Mighty Morphin Warpin' Rangers. You're gonna kill Tanuk. Are you gonna cast a dragon? You have very nice lands. I like that you have the Dragon Islands in your dragon deck. Ooh, Runaway Growth. Each time they tap this, it will generate more mana. A tiny hobbit, huh? Ooh, Neheb. How much mana do I have? I'm just short of doing both. Like, both pre-combat. You know what? Maybe Carnosaur will give me a mana rock. Heart of the cards! Hey, Delina, how you doing? How many trumpeting Carnosaurs do you think it takes to win the game? Let me just move that out of the way. We low roll. But that's still 20 damage. Wait. No, we're fine. No, wait. Yeah, we're fine. I shouldn't have cast it. I just click on things. But we're good. We're fine. I love clicking things. Bristly Bill, Spine Sower. Bristly Bill will be ramping up, putting counters on things, and I don't think that many of those creatures are going to die to Anger to God, so I'm going to throw this back. And I guess this deck just really wants me to get angry. Angry I shall get. Bristly Bill is going to be growing their creatures with landfall, and probably playing other landfall things and things that put other lands into play. And since I went first, there's a chance that I'm able to just, like, get angry, get mad, kill their little mana dorks anyway. I don't think they'll play Bill on 2. I feel like usually you play Bill and then, like, get ready to trigger him. But if they don't have anything else in hand, it could be a Bill turn. Ozolith! Ooh, 1 counter is now going to be 2 counters, which actually greatly slows me down, because again, now this won't kill Bill with, like, 1 trigger. I think next turn I'm going for Goldspan Dragon, since it refunds part of its mana cost, and the next turn I'll be able to use Tannuk. Oh! Or this person could get greedy and not get those triggers with the Ozolith. Are you gonna put counters on it? No? All right. Turns out it all works out in my favor anyway. I don't have enough mana to Goldspan first, and that's okay. Ooze and Snake. Gone. They were going for setup turns. Yeah, green typically makes really big things, which it's hard for me to deal with, because Tanuk. And I think Goldspan ramping into Tanuk plus Battleship the next turn will be good. Even though it's not going to kill that. I might not Battleship if it's going to kill the Goldspan, though. In we go. I'll use that treasure for Ornithopter. I can destroy Ozolith with the Battleship. Usually I'm destroying lands with it. Bill, are you looking to double up those counters? You certainly could. You're very large. Large and in charge. And I need huge hasty damage in the air or I'm not going to win this. Okay, Lumbering Worldwagon also gets them a land. And a land means 2 more counters, and then they can get 2 more counters on top of that by activating Ozolith. Yeah, single big creature, red not good at dealing with. I do have some of my big colorless spells, though, that can take out Bill. Just not this one, because this one is specifically non-creatures. No, I'm taking it. It ain't lethal yet. Okay, oh, I can destroy lands. That's something. Is it a good something? It's a something. It's fun. Fun to me. Oh, I could technically warp that too. Yeah, that's not good for me though. When this leaves play, we do it again. This can get lands on attack. They're like looking at my deck like, what? What? Don't worry about it. You make big creature, I cheat big things into play. It only takes a little more power than Tanuk to crew this battleship. Sorry, station the spacecraft. It's crew. It's slow, weird crew. Landfall gets them 2 more counters. Ashaya turns their creatures into lands for 2 more counters. Slow release crew. Wonder if they'll tack in with both. I'm forced to chump block if they do. Because Bristly Bill is too big. I'll chump block with the Ornithopter. Because they're going all in. I'm at 2. They're at 10. I just need a little more damage. That's not it. Is this it? Is this enough? That's enough. We cast from exile Sundering Titan. Bristly Bill's a forest. Chat, Bristly Bill's a forest. GG, Bill. Korvold, Fae-Cursed King, will be sacrificing things, gaining strength, drawing cards, and swinging in the air for a ton of damage. I would love to have 1 more land, but it's really sweet having the Lightning Bolt and Anger of the Gods against Korvold, which is usually playing a lot of very small creatures and also artifacts. I'm still going to mulligan, Brotherhood's End kind of doing the same thing here, but I also have Gemstone Caverns! Do I want to go for the 3 mana on turn 1? By golly, I'm not sure I can resist it. My goodness. I don't think I can resist a turn 1 Chrome Mox rather. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have the self-control. Doesn't matter, I can't cast anything yet. I'm gonna get out my commander early. Oh, rip Spiteful Banditry. Or Chandra, because I don't have anything to warp. You got a land in there? Korvold also grows when you sacrifice lands. Nice, Llanowar Elf. Sure would be a shame if I lit it on fire. Die.
You and I are gonna take him out.
Outramping a green deck. Ah, the dream. A loot monger lets them discard to steal from me. A heist has happened. Don't give me that little face. I'm in my Sylvanas arc. Yippee! Oh, lightning bolt. That was my lightning bolt. All right, Tanuk. Draw something awesome from the top. Something huge. I want something real big, real nasty. Okay, a dead Tanuk. I guess that's nasty too. Dashing is like warping. Give me your stuff. Give me. Woo! Spinner of Souls! Return from whence you came, my micro-ape. I forgot to ask Tanuk to live. I just asked to draw something cool, and I did. And its name is Ragavan. So they're sacrificing a land to Korvold. Oh no, my Ragavan. Whatever will I do? Come on, kill it. Thank you. I'm trying to get the Spinner of Souls to trigger so I can get a better creature in my hand. Yes. Like that one! That's pretty good. Destroys my opponent's lands. Dang it. I was thinking those thoughts, and now I'm not. They play an Arboreal Grazer. They kill the Arboreal Grazer. I'm going to warp this because it lets me cast it again. We discover... Oh, Method's Enthusiasm. Sweet. I will take out the Lootmonger. And swing with all of these. Pew, pew, pew. I could leave this back as a blocker to, like, protect against Korvold, but they only have 4 mana right now, so like, they could absolutely get to lethal, but it would take a difficult sequence. Wow, a lot of red there. Warped Carnosaur is awesome. Ooh, nice. So Korvold can sacrifice its sushi and then sacrifice the treasures. Are you sure you want to attack, though? Unless you have, like, unless you have, like, a guarantee. I wouldn't do it either. They're thinking about it. Depending on what they have in hand, if it can be done at instant speed, if they can sacrifice those treasures, then they can get Korvold to 8, 9, 10, 11. They can... There's something I'm sure that they could do. It's just hard because they have to do it all at instant speed. What is my cat doing? Myrel. They're sacrificing a land, leaving themselves with Atsushi as a blocker, rather than going for Atsushi and the treasures. I'll cast the Carnosaur. It gets a little bit of a buff. From Method's Enthusiasm, we discover again finding Glorybringer, which tragically cannot hit dragons. But it doesn't matter because it's enough damage to swing in and win the game. GG, Korvold. Myrel, Shield of Argive. I will want some board wipes because Myrel goes wide, making tokens based on the number of soldiers you have, and also preventing your opponents from casting spells on your turn. Which isn't an issue for me because I don't actually have that many instants in this deck. I have a few, but I'm all about big stuff, which means a lot of sorcery speed ramp and some nice cheap pieces of removal here. I did get the board wipe, which should be enough to kill Myrel unless they play some buffs. And also, I'm being taxed. Good news, though, I do have Ornithopter Paradise, so I can still ramp this turn. Thalia is making all non-creatures that are cast cost more. Cast cost more. Tricky. I'll probably kill her with Method's Enthusiasm. Ooh, wow. Oh, or it's just straight up a prison deck. So based on what they've cast so far, I'm just going to go straight for that Storm's Wrath next turn. They are pulling out all the stops to say, you can only cast one spell. Your non-basics come in tapped. Things cost more and you can't cast on my turn. Well, that's crazy, dog. Because everything you know and love is being lit on fire. Yeah, they just want me to play fair magic. Slow magic. Well, I want to be able to warp multiple cards in a turn, so I had to get rid of that. Okay, it is prison, in fact, yes. It is now daytime. If I cast multiple spells in a turn, each one costs more than the last. Okay. Sure. This person hates game action. Too bad white doesn't have better, like, landfall hate. There's Elish Norn, but I feel like there should be more. Oh, okay, Cathar's Crusade, so when they attack, things get really buffed. That's neat. Do you want to see some 4/4s? Okay, I want... What? Game? No, I should be able to pay warp 3 for that. Okay, strange. It's gonna let me do this one. Oh! I can't cast it because I haven't taken 9 turns. It's the second ability on the angel that was doing it. That's fine. I have other spells I can cast. Other actions I can game. No, I don't want to warp my arcane signet. As funny as that is, I don't. Oh, and now that you're gone, it's nighttime! I'm gonna drop Mephit's Enthusiasm. And this goes into warp. And then I draw again. And I don't need that. Put it away. Okay, I can overpay for mana rocks. I can still play them. Bounty Agent can kill Tannuk. Tithe Taker, taking tithes. I love, like, the committance. Committed? I love how much of a hater this person's being. Skitter Beam. Yeah! Pig! Yeah! Everybody in! I don't have a creature to cheat in. But it also doesn't matter. Nice. Matoya Archon Elder. Matoya draws you a card when you surveil or scry. She's also a 1/4, and I believe she was Ishtola's teacher, according to people who told me things about Final Fantasy XIV. There's other Matoyas in the Final Fantasy series. This is the one that's from 14. I have Ramp in this deck. I have it in my hand. I'm not going to be able to stop most of the blue stuff, but I will still do my best to get ahead of the counter spells. Ooh, Hot Goss. Whenever a creature enters, such as Matoya, they surveil, which means they get to draw. Oh, that's just neat. It also has like a blink thing, but I don't think they care that much about that. Narset, who stops me from drawing extra cards. No, Clive, I need you to draw me extra cards. Go, Tanuk. They'll be able to sink him or counter a warped spell because they are cast. This is not like actual sneak attack. Okay, they're tossing that back into my hand. Completely fair. I will try to replay Tanuk. He resolves! Yay! They have 5 mana. I was about to say, are you a wizard? She's not a wizard. Oh, they put Tanuk in the moon. Hope they reprint that in the Avatar set. This is not actually the worst thing for me. I don't mind Ramp. Unless you have counter spells, which, like, right now, you ain't counted a singular spell. I could also, like, free him. But he'd be tapped. But I do want to free him. Hit their ramp. Their card draw engine. Yeah. I'm gonna free him. He can't attack, but this can. I freed my boy. Thanks for helping me cast a Meteor Golem. It's so funny how, like, this random uncommon shows up in so many decks that are about, like, cheating things in. I feel like a lot of decks would rather play Eldrazi, but Tanuk doesn't work with Eldrazi, so you gotta settle for this. They surveil, that means they'll get to draw. And because this is out of play, Clive is back on the menu. How we doing, Space Boys? I'm doing quite well. They're gonna surveil again. Yeah, because she's a warlock, that does get you 4 draws. That's kind of sweet. Because you scry, draw, Scry, draw, draw. I think I'm going to Battle Cruiser next turn. Battle Cruiser, maybe Clive. Battle Cruiser, operational. I'll hit your demo field. It'll kill this, but Tanuk lives. Do I feel like dropping this hand? Yeah. How much did you attack for? 10? Oh, well, crap. Clive, get in the spaceship. We're attacking for 10. You like to say Cloive? Ifrit's dominant. It is fun to say names, silly. Nice. So they're down to 12. Ooh, I have something that destroys on cast and on attack here. Excellent! And we win. GG, Matoya. Omnath, Locus of the Roil. This Omnath enters, deals damage based on the number of elementals you have, and will be drawing cards and putting counters on itself, or other elementals you have, but usually just itself and maybe a Risen Reef, as lands are fallen. They're ramping. Land-based ramp. I have artifact-based ramp. Because I need 7 mana in order to do the thing. Or 4 and then 3, but a lot of times it's 7. I will try for Tannuk. And because all of these are not super high cost, if Tannuk gets destroyed, then at least I have other options with what to do. Okay, it's going to be Omnath dealing 1 to the face, and then I assume some landfall. Well, I got some choices here on what to warp. I think I'll go for the Overlord, and I want to cast it with this, because that's going to be 4 damage and then 4 damage, which is a lot of damage. Nice. And next turn I'll be able to double warp, potentially using Delina to clone something else. By the way, I believe I can impending this from exile. I've never tried, but I think I'm able to. I'm going to see next turn if it pops up as an option. Yeah, I wanna go for double warp. So let's warp and roll. You can mill, or you can let me draw. Mm-hmm. We swing in with all of them, and we try to roll high. Okay, rolled low, but that's still another combustible gear Hulk attacking in. Oh, hello, lightning bolt. I don't know why. Something makes me feel like lightning bolt's gonna win this game. Yeah, I see you, mana drain. I ain't afraid no drain. Yeah, this does not say cast from hand. I might also go for self-destruct. What's cool about self-destruct with Tanuk is it doesn't kill him. But you can use it to, like, throw your other sneak attacked things. I just have to make sure I can actually, like, I don't know, get through the counterspell and the other counterspell. But I have multiple ways to deal direct damage. I have this, this, and this. All can hit their face for lethal. And they take an extra turn. Okay. Also, like, I can attack, but I feel like they'll have a way to stop that. Extra turn is happening. And it's time warp again. If I had control over this format, I would make it so every single extra turn spell exiled itself after it resolved. And I don't even think that's like an overreach. I feel like that's healthy. Okay, so Virtuous Strength lets their basics, which they hardly have any of, tap for triple, but it does give them enough for an acidic slime. But their hand is empty. They've taken the extra turns, and you know what? Because you took so many extra turns, it may... Oh, good, I can impending. See, we get the experiment. No, I was going to put all 3 lethal damages on the stack at the same time to make me feel better about myself. Sliver Overlord. Oh, Lord, it's the Overlord. This was on the bonus sheet for Edge of Eternities, and it's kind of hard to read it. So here's the simplified version. You get to search for slivers. Here we go. Search for slivers and steal slivers. That's Sliver Overlord. It does what it says on the package. Sliver stuff. It's also a 5-mana 7/7. Do I think it's better than the other sliver? No, but it's a sliver, and I can respect a sliver. I feel like my Blood Moon's gonna just end this game. Yes, it's an actual slivers deck. There's no real reason to run Sliver Overlords as a non-slivers commander. Three basics so far. Okay, well, maybe Blood Moon isn't gonna have hits. This person is not in a crazy rare land city. But the art... Okay, the art does kind of slap. The, like, pulp fiction novels are really cool. Like, that cover style. I could have played Tanuk there, but I want to just, like, hold the Abrade and see if I can do 2 at 1. Because next turn, with the Relic of Legends, I should hopefully be able to do more. Oof, Indestructible. You know what Red's not great at dealing with? That. Okay, I will, Tanuk, I'm not giving him haste because I'm planning on just tapping him anyway. Gets to become a 5/5. We are warping out the Carnosaur. Do I have ways to deal with Indestructibles in this deck? Not really, no. I wasn't thinking about Indestructibles when I was building this deck. I was, thinking about exploding stuff. It's okay, I can get huge and flying. Their face isn't indestructible. Yeah. Why destroy their creatures when I can destroy their life? Hey, it's Blood Moon and Abrade. You honestly are pretty good on mana. Okay, they chose Blood Moon anyway. They're like, your Abrade does nothing to me. Yeah, I know. I don't want to warp the free... I want to warp that. Woo! I can have Indestructibles. Look! If I attack in here... They kill Carnosaur, and I get 12 damage in. And then... I'm not getting past that point. That's fine. I can also Abrade to get a little more damage. Unless they block Tanuk. But I think they'll go for Carnosaur. Yeah. I'm going to do this. I could save this for potentially them playing the new Sliver artifact. I'm just trying to get more damage through. Okay, so they're at 3. I've already used Bolt, but we have other Bolt-like things. I have a lot of creatures that deal damage when they enter. You have a feeling that I'm going to end up accidentally warping a mana rock? Absolutely. It's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. I've only played like 10 games with this deck. But it's gonna happen. You have to be careful about tapping with this ability to make sure you can cast the sliver that you're searching for. What do you think they're gonna look for? We don't have that many slivers in Arena, which makes this a little hard, but I'm happy we're getting more. And we're also getting one in the Alchemy set, another legendary sliver. Oh, they're really thinking, huh? Double Strike Sliver? Graveshifter. To bring back the Vigilant Sliver. Oh, so they can attack and block. I wonder if they'll leave all of these back. Honestly, I think I would, knowing what kind of deck I'm up against. Yes. Yeah, it's a freaking land. Yeah, because Perforos, if I play any creature that has 2 or more devotion, would be animated there. Is the one that gives double strike and flying on Arena? It is. Would the double strike flying one have been lethal? I wonder if they meant to get that. I'm pretty sure that one is in Arena. A cloud something sliver? Oh, no. There's one that gives double strike, and there's one that gives flying haste. Yeah, there's the flying haste. I'm not sure if we have the double strike one, because I want to say there's like one in red and one in white, maybe. Well, sometimes you run out of things to warp. Warp speed ahead! Get him, Cold Steel Sliver! See, that's my sliver. Do you like it? I warped it just for you. There is a double strike one on Arena. Nice. Good game. I'm just showing you what I had. It's nothing. Ooh, Spiteful to reflect damage. Pew, 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 pew. Get him to 3. Not enough to kill. GG, Sliver Overlord. Ketramos, the New Dawn. Exiles, draws cards, loses life, but then gains it back. As an indestructible, menacing creature, I'm not going to be able to really get rid of it. But I can deal a lot of damage to them. Go, my wonderful turn 1 on the play, Ragavan. Will he live? Will he die? Will he get exiled? Will he ook his way to a treasure in a stolen card? Please? Please just let him steal from you. He's a good monkey, I promise. He's a really good monkey. No, I don't like that. Monkey go down the hole. Okay, that's rough. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. They will get to draw here. Yeah, my warped cards will count towards Ketramos' things. But I don't warp on their turn. I don't have anything with flash. Yeah, I do have more artifact destruction, so there's a chance I can free my son. Oh, Guardian of Garipur. So maybe this is a blink Ketramos. Freedom! They're doing that so they can put the Goblin Shaman in the hole. And drop Fire Crystal. All right, I'm going to swing in with a Ragavan. And I'm going to get angry. Enjoy your card draw. Mazel tov. And that does also count towards their exile count. Hello, Ketramos. I don't have enough mana to clone anything, nor do I have anything to clone. I could go for Hellkite to mess up their mana a little bit. Or I could go for ramping myself in order to get more out of Kiki-Jiki. I think I'll start with just this Magmatic Hellkite. And I'll take out Godless Shrine. This is going to give them a basic, but it will be a stunned basic. Oh, what format is this? This is Brawl. It is a format with commanders. but not Commander. It's just like Commander. It's mostly Commander. If you don't get rid of this, I will clone this. If you don't get rid of this, I'll clone something else probably. It's more like dual commander. The format nobody knows. Actually, it's relatively popular in France. Oh, Witch Enchanter? This one? Alright. I'll play Neheb. Swing with the Hellkite. They've lost 4 life, so I will get 4 mana. And I'll use the 4 mana for Solemn Simulacrum. Sorry, Tannuk. I got my cheaper warpables. Still an awesome format. I love Brawl. I've been the #1 Brawl stan since day 0. Oh man, they're gonna gain a bunch of life. By the way, I think this is blank Ketramos based on like the number of enter the battlefield things they've had and the fact that they, you know, played Guardian of Ghirapur. They kith. Go for Gear Hulk. If I had 1 more mana, I would have gone Tannuk into Gear Hulk. Look, Gear Hulk versus Gear Hulk. We can truly do it all. Now, against a deck that's all about cheating big stuff in, do you want to mill 3 or let me draw? Wow, you got extremely lucky. That was a land, and one of my 1-drop ramp spells. Curse you, Ketramos. Oh, Nehebin Commander? Yeah, Nehebin Commander is very, group slug. Hey, check out how much mana I can generate, and then I burn everyone. Oh, no! They killed my boys! Again, missing the mana. This is a tapped land. I will plus... Or, you know what? I'm gonna bank as much mana as I can. Yeah, this, if you mill and you get unlucky, it can absolutely deal like 20+ damage. They exile this, which draws them a card and gains them a life, adds towards their count. But oh, that sure is on a swamp where I can destroy a swamp. Oh, everything's a swamp. Everything's a swamp! Even your plains are swamps. I'm going to go for the Warped Sundering Titan because it's more land destruction. The Sunder from Down Under. I will go for this, and this, and this. Everything's a swamp when you believe in yourself. We're also going to warp the Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. And I will kill the Solemn Simulacrum so it can't block. They draw a card. When this leaves, I'll destroy 2 more of their lands. And also, they have dealt almost lethal to their face. GG. Juri, Master of the Revue. Juri will be sacrificing things growing and then sacrificing himself or being flung or thudded or self-destructed to deal tons of damage. I have a little bit of ramp here. Blood Moon's not going to do that much because they are sharing a color with me, but on 1 more land I have ramp, and ramp is good. We like a little ramp. A little ramp is extra tasty, extra fine. It's exactly what I need. Forsaken Miner. Oh, Mind Stone. This can be brought back whenever they commit crimes for just 1 black mana. Hi, Juri. But I think with these 2 out here, some spiteful banditry is in order. It's ramp! Gets me a treasure. Crime committed, but no black mana available. I'm doing the mono red ramp thing. Next turn, I will be 1 short of doing the big warp. Oh, hey, Lannery. But I could still play Tanuk ahead of time, since these cards are not like the super crazy big warpables anyway. They're all just like perfectly castable cards. I think I'll go for mess with their mana. Honestly, Blood Moon would be pretty funny too. But I'll take out this duel. And turn the treasure into a slightly more permanent piece of ramp with Cold Steel Heart. I think if I were building this as a paper deck, I would probably have fewer cards like Hellkite and Simulacrum. Cards that are like good to enter the battlefields, but not necessarily things you need to warp in. But because we have other clone things and ways to double up those enter the battlefields, these cards are great in Brawl, where your commander is frequently subject to removal. Nice. Forge makes a token which gets sacrificed automatically. Ah, treasure! Perfect. Also, I can leave them with pretty much just red mana. Do I feel like going for haste? Yeah, I'll go for haste on Tannuk. Tannuk gives other things haste, but he himself does not have haste. And I want to warp this into play, because when I warp it, I end up getting the ramp, both when I cast it now and when I cast it again from exile. Yes, please. His art looks so speedy. He's like, warp speed ahead! Sometimes you just gotta go fast. I hope I get something real splashy off the top of my deck. If not hasty, then why haste shit? Because he gives everything else haste. He's driving them around in his car, but like, he has to sit in the chair. He can't get up. He's stuck there. GG, Juri. Dion, Bahamut's dominant. They're gonna be going wide and maybe rolling us over with dozens of knights. Or maybe we can find a board wipe and take them out. I actually really like that I have this early ramp, some removal, and a Hellkite here up against mono white knights. Dion also can transform and turn into a pretty sizable flyer, make everything else fly too. And the knights also do fly when Dion is in play because he gives them jump. They call it Dragonfire Dive. It's the Dragoon ability. They have flying during your turn. Hi, Bossry. Oh, he's a knight. White spells cost less. All right, I drew a Brotherhood Zen, so I'm very happy about that. Because if they play Dion right here, ba-bam! No more Dions. I could technically, like, wait one more turn, but nah. Take him out. Oh, Ketra's Monument. Another discount for the white creatures. Also, I want to say it makes warriors. I was like, it doesn't make knights, right? No, it doesn't make knights. Big ramp. I'm gonna go big ramp so I can potentially, like, Tanuk and then, like, go for the dubs. Ooh, hello, Time Warp. I'd do that and then do it again. Welcome back, Dion. Yeah, going wide in white usually is a good plan since there's lots of ways to buff up your whole board. I don't have enough to warp and Tanuk this turn, so I will Arcane Signet and Time Warp. I know, it's tough you cost 7 whole mana to use your thing. Warp speed ahead. Bop. I'm telling Tanuk to get lost. And now Meteor Golem does not have haste anymore. I guess I'll use a map to look for a land. A land! I'll use this to look for another land. Wow. Okay. Meteor Golem goes to exile, and I have enough mana to just, like, cast Meteor Golem. I just want, like, Tanuk to warp it out so I get the enter the battlefield multiple times. They named Knight. Cavalier of Dawn gets to blast, I assume, key to the Archive, giving me a 3/3. A little surprised they didn't attack first, since now I have a blocker. Woo! Here we go. Making their things bigger. They were getting more knights so they would have affinity. I'll trade. You want to trade? No? Okay. Do you have any artifacts or enchantments to bring back from the graveyard? You do not. Unfortunately, because they destroyed that, I can't Tanuk and Warp without using the Chrome Mox, which I would really rather not use. This is great for early ramp. It's not really what I want later. I could Warp it for memes. So they cast the Legend. So they get a Knight. The Knights all fly. The Warriors are ground bound, though. Ooh, fire crystals. Yum. That's cool for making copies of things. They'll be able to flip him. I'm trying to decide if it's worth blasting him or just letting him make more knights. I know. I'm sorry, opponent. This is a tricky one for me. You know what? You can make big flying because I have flyers too. Terror to Peaks. It has haste, but it's not attacking. It's protecting. I wouldn't copy a golem, would I? Would I? Ooh! Even better than Dion flipping over. Elspeth can destroy things, repeatedly grow things, and get in... Is it lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... Yes. Ow. Rebuilding through a board wipe. And taking me out. GG, Dion. Bilbo, retired burglar. I want to say he does something on hit, but I haven't really played against him much outside of limited. When he enters or leaves the battlefield, you're tempted by the ring. When he deals combat damage to a player, you make a treasure token. It's his birthday. Everybody has to be nice to him. It's his birthday. And a birthday boy wouldn't counter my commander, would he? They would. Okay, so Tanuk's not invited to the birthday party. That's okay. Maybe some of my other creatures will be invited to the birthday party. Like Terror of the Peaks. Or Skitter Beam Battalion. Anna Pakal is very good at getting card advantage. When artifacts enter, during the end step, they'll get some more. Here, have a wagon. I know, this brings the whole party. It's a whole battalion. Oh, Rip Akal Pakal, I guess. Akal makes me wonder, is this an artifact deck or is it because of the treasure token? Simulacrum Synthesizer. Okay, so it's an artifacts thing. Funky. I wonder if this used to be a different commander and they swapped it for Bilbo. So Bilbo, with the Tempted by the Ring, will essentially be unblockable in most decks. And that means they will be getting a treasure each turn when he deals, like when he gets a hit. All right, Voltron's happening. Let's make it unhappen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You like Power Stones. You got artifacts. They don't like it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. It's so strange getting to play non-Final Fantasy commanders, but they're pretty sweet. Edge of Eternities gave us a couple really nice commanders, and I actually gave my chat a choice between two different decks that I had brewed today, the Osteo-Harmonist and Tanuk, and they chose Tanuk! Actually, it was a tie, and then we flipped a coin, and Tanuk got heads, so yeah, we ended up recording Tannuk. Osteo-Harmonist will be coming up next. This deck is really fun, and it has some crazy lines of play. Also, kind of interestingly, I had pre-built this deck with Perforos as the commander, and only swapped a few cards in and out when I changed the commander to Tannuk, because like Battleship works with Tannuk, it doesn't work with Perforos, and I wanted to make sure I was using a couple new cards. That said, Perforos matched against incredibly strong scary commanders. And Tanuk matched against a lot of kind of like just cool monocolored things. I felt like the matches were fair. I had a pretty even win rate, and I enjoyed a lot of the games. It felt like a lot of good back and forth magic, which I always love to see. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description. And if you would like to suggest a commander, especially one from Edge of Eternities, please let me know in the comments because, you know, we've been on the edge of this set for so long. I say that like Final Fantasy didn't come out 2 months ago. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of cool brews in right away, and then we can go keep on brewing and updating decks. Get Rog Monster is also on the docket because have you seen that bonus sheet? Oh boy, have you ever seen that bonus sheet. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!